What's up, fight fans? Podcast number 40 here, and Happy New Year. So who would you put in the Hall of Fame first if you could only choose one? Ann Wolfe or Laila Ali? You know the vibes.
This ain't one of them times you can slide by what you say that you gonna do. Put your money up, run that phase, I'm the show and prove. You know the vibes, partner. Ain't got no ways up in my casa. Clowning the day, gone in la mañana. I've been on fire lately. Train my spirit, mind and body daily. Victory is sweet, that's the science, baby. It's only right we represent from Tampa to Tally. And keep the pressure on these eyes, they call you lacking. Till you flapping on the canvas and bombing your weaving. Unleashing the fury on your face while the audience screaming. Hope they got great seats or the pay-per-view. Let's get the breakdown from J, DJ, and Q. You know the vibes.
Speaking of household names, right? There's somebody who had a little help, but she also did it on her own accord by her performance in the ring. And that's Laila Ali, right? So recently, not recently, it was a while ago, we were looking at Hall of Fame cards. Somebody posted theirs up, how they voted. And I get it because the pool of female boxers is not that large. Only one female boxer is allowed in the Hall of Fame at one time. Mm-hmm. So that's a tough decision to make. Who do you put in? Laila Ali, you know, she has the name recognition, or Ann Wolfe, right? Ann Wolfe, 25 fights. She had an early loss, but she came back. They're both world titles. Laila Ali had 24 fights. Why they never fought? Talk to whoever you want to talk to, different weight classes, whatever. Who deserves to be in the Hall of Fame? If you had that vote, I'm gonna go to Q first. If you had that vote, Ann Wolfe or Laila Ali, who you putting in?
So what we gonna do, bro? So we gonna play this. We gonna play this like Ann Wolfe goes in there first. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
She goes in there first. Once she retired 1st. She goes in there first.
Right,
and then you know, and shout out to both of them queens, man. I love both of them. But you know, and Wolfe did have the one loss, and she came back and beat that chick twice. That chick knocked out. You know what I'm saying?
She beat her one time. She beat her one time.
I think her 4th fight, they fought like I think she beat her twice. I think they might have fought 3 times.
Nah, she only beat her twice.
She beat Ann Wolfe. Who want to beat?
No, she only beat her once. I'm sorry, they fought twice. She beat it. You're talking about Valerie.
I thought they fought. I thought they fought 3 times. And she beat Valerie twice.
Okay.
No, go ahead and make your point, though. I got you, bro. Go ahead.
Q is absolutely right. They fought 3 times, and Ann Wolfe beat her by UD twice.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's the girl she lost to. Go ahead.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, like Lennox Lewis, nobody can say they done got the best of her. You know what I'm saying? Because she came back and corrected that. And I think it was a smart and Laila Ali's part, because I just feel like Ann Wolfe a whole nother animal. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't want to see Laila Ali fight Ann Wolfe, man. I mean, that's I didn't want to see that, man. She's pretty. I don't want to see her. I don't want to see it, bro. I mean, it would have been good, bro, but it probably would have been bad. I feel like Ann Wolfe probably would have. I favored Ann Wolfe in that fight. Bad. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So end of the day, just based on, because they both Hall of Famers, first ballot Hall of Famers, and you know, Ann Wolfe retired first. I can't, you know, she retired first 06 and Laila was 07 or whatever it was. I mean, that's how it's gonna go. So they both first ballot Hall of Famers. And I'm not gonna get into all those, you know, micro details about things that don't matter. They both, whoever left first, that's who come back first. That's how I do it.
What you got on it, JD?
When you're on that level.
All right, man. I gotta disagree, but first off, I wanna make sure I first say that shout out to Ann Wolfe and Laila Ali, because hands down, both of them are going into the Hall of Fame, and they deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. But we're definitely having a conversation where you're splitting hairs. You know, you're talking about 2 ladies who had, you know, very kind of similar careers. They were both dominant. They both, you know, did their thing in the ring. So when you get to try to compare 2 fighters that were, you know, very close as far as their success that you saw, you know, in the ring, and then in fairness to Ann Wolfe, let's take out the whole Ali factor, right? Because I think there's a lot of people out there who will sit there and say that Laila Ali had the magical Ali last name, which gave her a little bit of more pub than Ann Wolfe. You know, that's
she had
fair.
the softer look, so she was more marketable.
Right. So that's a fair assessment. But I think where I deviate, and I personally say that I would put Laila Ali in there is it's almost kind of when we had the discussion about Devin Haney and his performance against Yuriorkis Gamboa, and how naturally when you fight someone back to back that your other contemporaries have fought, you can't help but make a comparison. So it brings me to the young lady, Valerie Mahfoud, 19-14 fighter. This was a fighter that unfortunately Ann Wolfe got TKO'd by. Now, it gets even interesting when you dig into their resumes and you look at the course of how things went with Ann Wolfe and Laila Ali. So then Laila Ali ends up fighting Valerie Mahfoud twice, and Laila Ali TKOs her twice. So the young lady that Ann Wolfe got TKO'd by, Laila TKO'd that same 19-14 fighter twice. Ooh. Then after that, I think it was a fight or two later, Ann Wolfe tried to come get her get back, which she did end up getting her get back. But like I said, it was kind of a Devin Haney, Yuriorkis Gamboa situation where Ann Wolfe only got a UD over her. Right. So naturally,
Joshua Andy Ruiz situation.
Right. So for me, again, I love both of them as fighters. I love Ann Wolfe, I love Laila, but I have to say, if I had to split hairs, that critical common opponent of Valerie Mahfoud is where I personally would give it to Laila over Ann Wolfe, just because when you look at it,
most definitely, and to wrap that topic up real quick, and I'm gonna let you go real quick, Q. When I think of Hall of Fame, right, especially boxing Hall of Fame, like Sylvester Stallone's in there.
Right.
I think about the greatest ambassador to the sport. They were both great in the ring, but somebody who carried the sport further. Like, could you tell the story of women's boxing without Laila Ali? I think she carried the whole sport on her shoulders as far as marketability, and then she produced in the ring. So I think when they talk about Hall of Fame, because it is the fame portion of it, you got to be great in and out of the ring. Not as a prerequisite as far as out of the ring, but you do have to, when you're splitting hairs, look at how somebody was an ambassador of the sport. And I think Laila was just a slightly better ambassador just because people recognized her more and people would pay attention to women's boxing because of her. But go ahead, Q.
Another thing in Ann Wolfe bag, she carried 3 division titles simultaneously. I don't know if it was Sugar Ray Robinson or whoever else, but simultaneously she had 3 straps that you can't come get. So I mean, Now Laila Ali pretty, and she make a mean sweet potato pie here. We talking about the boxing Hall of Fame.
Ain't better than Patty's. It ain't better than Patty's.
I made that up on the fly, brother. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's a fact. You feel me? But end of the day, man. Salute to both of them. Ann Wolfe gets in there, in my opinion, first year because she retired first, and they both first battle Hall of Famer.
And still shout out to Ann Wolfe. In my eyes, she still has the greatest women's knockout in the history.
What was it, Vonda Ward?
Vonda Ward, right? That is the nastiest knockout.
Stop the podcast.
Shout out man.
I don't care what you're doing. I've hoped you liked and subscribed at this point in time. But you have permission.
My man.
You have
Look
permission.
At that boy growing.
Go YouTube. Vonda Ward versus Ann Wolfe. And you can thank the podcast later.
Right.
And then now you pick back up. We're going to move to the next topic. We're going to connect the with. All right. So this is a portion of the show we're going to connect the with. Connect the with. We will see a unified heavyweight champ in 2021.
Was it heavyweight? Heavyweight. Unified heavyweight. I thought it was light heavyweight.
Oh, you know what? My bad. Players mess up too. Unified light heavyweight. We got Bivol. I'm sorry, that's on me. We got Bivol and we got B2B out there. 2 major sharks out there in a vacant title. We will see a unified light heavyweight between in the heavyweight division. Go ahead, Q, since you want to correct the moderator.
Hey man. Hey, listen. I don't really know. I don't really give a damn.
What?
Is that an answer?
It's a whiff.
I really don't know. I really don't know.
Go ahead, JD. Says he don't want to participate. He want to correct me, but he don't want to participate. Go ahead.
That shit was fun.
man, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna say a whiff. Only because I kind of would be surprised and happy if we see that Bivol versus Beterbiev
that'll
fight.
Be a hell of a fight.
That would be a heck of a fight.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna say a whiff only because I'm not so optimistic that we get it in 2021. But if we do, then I think we're on our way to, by the end of 2021, seeing a unified light heavyweight, man.
Okay. So second one. And I'm gonna get this one right. We will see Triple G versus Canelo 3, the trilogy, in 22. We're going to get to see it. Period. I'm not going to put a date on it. We're gonna get to see it. Connect or whiff. Go ahead, JD.
I'm gonna go with whiff. And I'll be honest with you, I debated about this because I already see the play. That the Zone is doing. A lot of y'all out there, if you don't know, the Zone has lined up Triple G against some fighter. I forget his name. No disrespect to him. But the Friday before, we get Canelo versus Callum Smith. And that was absolutely by purpose, in the hopes that you put those two prime fighters, they both win their matches. It naturally stirs up a Triple G Canelo 3. Right. But I'm sorry, I don't think Canelo does it, man. I think Canelo's his own man at this point, and he's not going back in that deep water with Triple G. I call it. So
we got a whiff. What we got, Q?
It's a whiff because Canelo tired of whooping his ass.
Oh, bro, what bro?
Are you? You know what? This is a.
You don't gotta prove nothing, man.
Listen, that's a.
Triple G won the first one.
We ain't gonna do this. We ain't gonna do this. But we was about to jump on it. Hey, we was about to jump on his ass.
Yeah.
But all right. So we got two whiffs. So the third topic. In 2021, Pacquiao Pac-Man will face Errol the Trent. The truth. He will face Spence or Bud Crawford. Damn it, y'all like that? I did it that way. In 2021, connect or whiff.
I'm gonna say it's a connect, man. I'm gonna say it's a connect because I personally do think that we will see next year in 2021, Pac-Man is going for the big bag. I think he's not scared of the dangerous waters at this point of a Errol Spence or a Bud Crawford. So I can definitely see him in 2021 fighting either of those opponents.
All right, so we got to connect. What we got, Q?
I got to connect also. I feel like Pac-Man will be 42. He'll be 42 like this month, 13 sometime this month, right? Mm-hmm. And he'll be 43 next year. So, Father Time ain't playing. And he's looking to capitalize, pass the crown down, pass the torch, you know what I'm saying, like the greats do. And I feel like, he coming on the Errol Spence fight after Errol Spence fought. He saluted him and everything. They had a little quick tweet back and forth, whatever, back and back. And I just feel like they say he expressed interest in the fight against Errol Spence. Errol Spence, he's a big draw. I feel like he may be the biggest draw out of Bud and Errol. I mean, out of the two, Bud and the two we talking about. So I feel like if you're gonna do it, man, you might as well go on because both of them are very dangerous fights. I don't like it for Pacquiao, but if you're gonna do it,
do it big.
Do it big. Then. He's also hopped in the ring with Spence and whatever. So I don't know if that was just a little But I hope he does
a little bit of gamesmanship. A little bit of gamesmanship.
What fight was it? That?
Yeah, I remember
was
what
it
you're
the
talking
Porter
about.
fight or what fight?
I think it was Porter.
Porter fight. He hopped in the ring.
Oh, was it the Garcia fight in Dallas?
No.
He wasn't over there.
It was a Porter
fight.
fight.
A fight or two ago. Yeah,
I think it was a Porter fight. It was a more it was an older Spence fight before the accident.
Okay.
Okay. Man, it's time for this man to retire. I really don't like it. I've had
you don't like it, bro?
As boxing fans, man, we've all lived through it, right? Detroit had to watch the Motor City Cobra fall to Marvin Hagler and just, we all got to go through that heartbreak. We had to watch Marquez and Pacquiao in that fourth one. We've had to watch all of those, right? What's even worse is watching your guy get old and knowing, watching, people who were back in the day watching Muhammad Ali when it was like he just didn't have it. Watching Sugar Ray Leonard, he just didn't have it. I was traumatized. I had to watch Roy Jones. Exactly. You watch your fighters and you really, they part of them carries your pride in the ring with them because you talking trash, boy. Oh no, and you rooting for them, right? And then you see them get old or you see them really suffering a devastating loss, and it hurts your heart. So I hope he walks away, and if we see it. I just, this generation don't really like to see their champions lose, but which makes me, even with the Deontay Wilder thing, which, I if y'all can forgive me for a second, I got to take off on it. I just thought about something. All right, and this is no,
But can I say one thing before you do that? Can I say one thing?
Go ahead. Because I just thought about something. I got to get this off my chest. Go ahead.
So as it refers to Manny Pacquiao with Errol Spence, so on and so forth. My greatest fear is Roy Jones versus Tarver 2. That's my worst fear. Yeah. My greatest inspiration for Pacquiao continue to want to be strive to be great is what is it? Bernard Hopkins versus Jermaine Taylor? No, it wasn't Jermaine Taylor. Kelly Patton.
Kelly Patton.
Mm-hmm. So seeing him transcend at a later age, right. As he done already with Keith Thurman, even though his style ain't
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
He's not the durability. He don't have the style, the defensive style or whatever. But just as far as inspiration, as far as age goes,
right.
That's my inspiration for it, and that's it.
And you got something?
No. All I'm gonna say is, man. No, I agree with Q 1,000%, man. I feel like he transcended it with Keith Thurman. I just gotta say, man, when you got somebody who's such a philanthropist like he is, man, that 30-40 million, man, is too enticing, bro.
Yeah, but for the fans, you just don't want to see him. You know what I'm saying? You'll hear commentators say this all the time, like, "Oh, my heart was beating fast." And I think everybody, real fight fan, before a big fight, they like, they get them jitters and they not even fighting, and it's heartbreaking watching your fighter lose. Which I had a thought. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, man, listen, all that's gonna happen is Pac-Man gonna step in that ring, kneel down in the corner, say Father, Son, Holy Ghost, and tap them gloves. And get
you're right. He gonna be like, yep. Hey, that's why we love Pac-Man.
Yeah, man.
But